Done. Hello YouTube. We have a combined chat, both from Twitch and YouTube. You should see each other's messages. If it works well, I will keep it. I used to use it like a year ago, but then it stopped working. It's called Restream Chat. Hopefully now it does work. The bad thing is that only on Twitch bot commands work. For example, there is contest. Contest didn't work. Also today is messed up. Oh, because today and contest is the same thing. I see. So let me turn off the contest. And today changes. I think it will be good. We'll start from this one, XOR circle. All is set. What's up, chat? Hi, cows. 20 pixels. Welcome back to the stream. If you don't know, every Tuesday I solve very difficult Atcoder problems. So while my other streams are more educational, this one I just try to solve hard problems. So you can see me thinking about problems live, struggling, sometimes not being able to do something. Then I need to look at editorial. This is how you should upsolve stuff to learn new things. Because if you just solve easy problems, then you don't learn anything new. So same for me, I cannot just do easy problems. All the problems are very hard in this contest, mostly. The first one will be quite easy. Should take around 5 minutes. It depends. If you're going to mainly questions from about the stream, please, not something general. You can see frequently asked questions if you want. Shall we start? I can open this here as well. I can in later streams experiment. Oh, then never mind. I can in later streams experiment with displaying the chat on my screen, like below my face right here. But I don't want to do it today. Yep, let's start. And hats and camels. Need to satisfy some condition. Bitwise XOR of hats on both adjacent camels is equal to the number of the on the hat on itself. write this? No. I need to reorder elements so that a of I was equal to a of I minus 1 XOR a of I plus 1. I guess that if I write this also for the next element, something interesting will appear. Let's combine all of that together, XOR both sides. It will be actually, oh yeah, it can be easily rewritten as just this is equivalent to 0 is equal the XOR of each of the three. Yeah, this thing. Three consecutive values are like the XOR of them is 0. In particular, this one is equal XOR of the previous two. But if I combine this with the next condition, if every three are satisfy this, and if I XOR the two equations with each other, I will get that a of I minus 1 XOR a of I plus 2 is 0. So this equality holds. So there must be three elements with XOR equal to 0, and then it must be a cycle. Like 4, 6, 2 would be good if repeated forever. This is a good sequence. Had a screening test today, couldn't solve two-dimensional DP. Then lesson for you, learn DP, practice DP more. Yeah. I will count frequency. How do I want to do it? Yeah, with a map. What do we do now? If the size of this is 1, it means it's just one element, so it will satisfy the conditions. What else? If size is 3, then I need to check if the frequency of every element is the same. And so size equal 1 or size equal 3 and same frequency and XOR equal to 0. How long the stream is gonna last? Around 2 hours. And DP means dynamic programming. But, you can Google stuff like that. Can I do this? Can I construct a vector of pairs based on frequency map? Cool. I didn't know this is possible. Then if v of 0 dot second, this is the count, is the same. And the XOR must satisfy something. And size is 3. Sorry for bad indentation. Then print yes. If the program, if the solution was more complicated, I would create a function for printing yes. Suggested parentheses. Here you go. Yes, and the samples are bad. But I'm just practicing, so no harm in submitting. Need to log in. Big fan, Errichto. Thank you. 3111, is this a counter test? Oh. Okay. First of all, what's the status of my submission? Like, how many wrong answers? Five wrong answers. Interesting, they added to tests after the contest. Okay, I don't know if this is that test, but I will check. The answer should be yes. Oh, wait. Oh, no. If size is 1, I want the XOR of 3 equal elements to be 0. That's completely different. And I want XOR to be the same, so each element must be equal to 0. To satisfy x XOR x XOR x is 0. Then x must be 0. This was the condition. So if the size is 1, thank you, I guess, Konrad Epluszek, for help. And the v of 0 dot first. Does it work for the first two tests? It does. A bit better. I think there should be constructive answer. Why? You just print ABC, ABC, ABC. Like, I don't think that's important. Have you checked frequency if there is single item as well? Why should I check frequency? Then I don't want it to be divisible by 3. It doesn't matter. Should be second modulo 2 is 0. Why? If you want x XOR x XOR x be 0, you know, x XOR x is 0 always, no matter what, so you just have this condition. Chrome has cool plugin to view test cases directly. I don't think it's good, because then you become lazy. What about 2? I'm not sure what is wrong. Not sure. I can stress test. I'm sure that I would okay, I'm not sure that I wanted to say I would find a counter test quickly, but I got wrong answer on some just big tests. If frequency is 2, if frequency size is 2, then I think, wait, is this possible? AAB? It is possible. Okay, you see. I need to split numbers into three equally, like, three groups of same size, but this will be wrong answer because 1, 2, 3, no, 3, 3, 0, just something arbitrary, 17, 17, 0, 17, 17, 0. This is a good sequence, even without reordering, and I'm saying no. So, and v of 0 dot first is equal a map is sorted, so the first value is 0, and good of v of 0 dot second and v of 1 dot second. Good will check if the counts are n over 3 and have twice that, or the other way around. I underestimated this problem difficulty. So good checks this. One of them should be n over 3, exactly n over 3. This is why I'm comparing with multiplication to avoid division and then rounding down. If one of them will be n over 3, then the other must be twice n over 3. And that's exactly to fix this test. Already 2 wrong submissions, nice. We can move on. I will need some drawings later, but also let me quickly set up something. And another thing, I want to log into the REST stream. Like that. Now here I should be able to see double test. Both YouTube and Twitch should be able to see this. And I should be able to see here your messages, but I also have that on my other screen. And what I wanted to set up as well is just notation of problems, to say that this is A, B, C, A, B, C, D, E, F. This one is already done. And now we will move to B. Oh, not this. And I created that a few streams ago, but I think I lost that, whatever I prepared over there. Good enough? I'm not saying it's professional, but it isn't supposed to be. Just for easier later finding what problem am I working on. How did I pass map as parameter here? Just like a push access. Vector can be created like that. Also, if you have a set, maybe much easier example. If you have a set, you insert some elements there. You can then do this. And based on those iterators, just like you're going to sort something, you're giving begin and end iterator. Vector will get this and will get those elements. Make it green after you finish, whatever, I will cross out. Also, maybe later I will change this font because somebody complained about pink not being the best color. Like it isn't very well visible with black background. But now we move on to B. Quick advertisement. Join the Discord server to join the discussion on what the streams should be about. In particular, we are talking about Saturday's Codeforces streams, whether they should be mainly homework problems, so you're given problems in advance, you should think about them, and then I discuss that, or it should be something else. So join the Discord server. In Twitch, this will trigger the link. Maybe I can do this. And now YouTube will get it? Yeah, it will. Even degrees. I don't believe this can be hard. I need to direct every edge so that every out degree would be even. Saturday Among Us? No. I'm not a gaming streamer, come on. Well, answer is obviously bad, impossible, if the total number of edges isn't even. Maybe also it's about every connected component. Let's try to create a connected component where the number, or just let's try to create a connected graph where the number of edges is even, but I cannot achieve the task. It is possible here, like that. Okay, idea. Leave some spanning tree. So decide arbitrarily about some edges. Let's say those. This means that I already put some directions there. And what is left is a tree. And now I will go from leaves, and I will always fix a leaf parity properly. So the remaining structure is a tree. This guy has some parity. According to this parity, I decide about this edge. Let's say yellow. Then according to parity of this vertex, I decide about this edge, and so every edge from a leaf, so from a vertex of degree 1, no matter the order of choosing leaves. And eventually there will be one last edge connecting two leaves. but I claim that if I fix one leaf, the other one will be magically fixed, assuming that the total parity in the graph is good. So in every connected component, the number of edges modulo 2 should be divisible by 2. Is that enough? Is 1 GB memory limit generous or just standard? I would say it's standard nowadays. The minimum is 256, but I mean 1 GB is fine. Sphere Online Judge, Spudge, also uses 1 GB, and CodeChef does. CodeForces is 250 megabytes by default. Yeah, so let's just do this. The good idea here was to start thinking about a tree and to try to create a counterexample that a simple claim of just parity of edges must be good. Is this graph connected already? Yes, it is. I thought that I need to do it separately for every connected component. Output this, print -1. I will read edges and we'll just do find an union. Is that the best to find a tree? Maybe not, because anyway I need some kind of DFS. So I will just use the DFSs. If you want, you can, usually a few days in advance I announce what Atcoder Grand Contest I'm solving on Tuesday. You can try those problems yourself in advance if you want. But it's not that I will for sure cover every problem in detail. I will explain everything about my solution. I will analyze an example. Not really. I just want to solve problems. Let's read everything. DFS of numbered from 1 to n. Just always need to check if this is 1 or 0. DFS of A. When I see a non-visited neighbor, this will be a tree edge. I need to decide about it later. How do I denote it? And this is already a rooted tree. Else, and not always else, every edge actually appears twice because it's in both directions. What do I do about that? I could here add this edge to some set. This will be done twice. Oh, this will be good. If B is equal parent of A, continue to skip that thing. Otherwise, this is a non-tree edge. but not to repeat stuff. Only if this is the case, then let's do something. Oh, here I need to just say, let's use this order. Do they care about order in the output? 1, 2, no, they don't. Out of A is not out of A. This is parity of output degree of a vertex. This is first DFS and then just DFS2. Let's call them DFS1 and 2. Otherwise, it's very easy from one DFS to just type DFS and then you will run a wrong one. Even better. Initialize and then something. DFS3. Oh, I have some command, a stupid command saying haha. I need to remove it. Sorry about that. I tested it before the stream. DFS3. And we first go there and only then we do something about myself. If A is not 1, then decide about edge from me to a parent. If out of A, then from parent to me. Can I type that? XOR works on W. I didn't want to say is equal the negation of itself, but then I can also do that here above. Good. I don't need to really update out of A there. I could put some asserts to say that everything worked. I printed 4 edges, that's good. Oh, I just need to check if parity of the first column is good. 2 1s and 2 3s, that's good. This is bad. Again? What? Wait. Did that appear now after I removed the comments? Beginning of Judgment Day. Computers will defeat us. Reply comments. I don't have any. Possibly I need to refresh my page on the other screen. Hehe life when. No comment on that. Maybe now it will be good. Because I think it's like a local script, so if I had another instance of that website, it sent the messages. Now it should be good. C. Let's do problem C. create a tree with 2 n vertices. Blah. I will need a drawing, unless okay, they have a drawing. Updated. No. Okay. I got some error on my other screen, never, but it works now. Yeah, let's understand with a drawing. I don't need this. There is some if I understand correctly, we need to create a tree with twice every value from 1 to n. And now the XOR of everything on the path between, for example, 2 and 2, XOR should be equal to 2. Or in other words, XOR of just this should be equal to 0. Here it is, but for sure, for some other value it will not be good. Yeah, for this one. XOR of those is not 1. XOR of this is not 4. This is a very bad tree. Maybe the best way will be to say that XOR of the things between them is X. No, the restream still puts those messages. Why? Why? And why did I choose such a stupid message? Okay, I will refresh both. Do you have keyboard shortcuts? Like, there are some. Sorry about that. Maybe today they will just be for the whole stream. I had 2 comments. One was hehe, the other hehe too. XOR can be understood as A not equal B. Really? Keep it? No. I'm guessing that this will be possible for every n other than 1, or like for every odd n other than 1, or maybe divisible by 3. The XOR of numbers between 2 and 2 must be equal to 2. That's some alternative way to put it. Maybe always it's possible to create a line like this one. I can check that with a program. Maybe let's make it a function. repeat twice from 1 to n, append. Now it is, for example, 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. I want to check every permutation. And there is a function for that in C++. Here I would say -1, like impossible. But here for every value find the first occurrence of this value and the second occurrence of this value. This is a keyword. XOR sum. You are not value. This will XOR everything strictly between them. If XOR sum is not value, because I want between to be equal to the value, the boolean flag OK is false. Or just check, let's create a function is good. Debug is my function for printing something with names. Out of bounds. Can it happen there? Oh yeah, after we find the first value, I need to hit break. Otherwise, I will go find the next value, and starting from that one, I will move forward. So for free, it is possible with a line. It doesn't seem possible for other ends. For n equal to 6, we will get that in a moment. Yes, I'm using Ubuntu. I really hope that it is possible for various values of n just with a line. Will this work? Oh yeah, it doesn't. CRR cannot print a vector. I assume that I'm doing some magic. Oh, I just wanted to make it to run faster. For n equal to 7, it found something. This might be a power of 2 minus 1. If it's a 3, then it becomes very complicated. I can guess maybe some pattern from there. Like then I can repeat this, increasing all those values, because it's like this, just all with +3 becomes that, more or less. There might be a pattern here, but what about the tree? Why do I look so tired? Am I? Generating trees isn't that easy, and it's much slower. Maybe not much slower. I can check for 8 to 6th power is good. The number of trees is this, generated with proofer codes. I can do that, but I would prefer to avoid it. Let's make some drawings. Let's try to create a good tree of size 4. Yeah, maybe 4. Two values can be neighbors. No, they can't. Oh, sorry. I want a 4 and 4. Between them there should be 4. In particular, this is impossible. N equal to 4 is obviously impossible, because what would you put between two 4s? Nothing can have XOR equal to 4. What about N equal to 5? Then between 4 and 4 there can be 5 and a 1. And for a 5, this would be good enough. Then you have a 1, and this 1 can be actually, we can use the fact that it's a tree. So starting from 1 here we can draw something. It should be just a good sequence for n being power of 2 minus 1. And somewhere here there will be a 2. I wanted to say that a 2 will use 6 and 4, but 4 is already used, like that. It seems like building a crossword, where you have some, like, there will be something here, there, no, like that. There are some small intersections. The pattern I found for power of 2 minus 1 might get useful, because I start from this and then perpendicularly to that I will use bigger values. Like pairs of bigger values. Maybe I will recursively construct something there. For odd n anyway. Why? I agree that power of 2 is impossible. Why even n? I don't see why even n is impossible. Okay. Let's say that this is just 1 to 3, 1 to 3. 4 and 5 can be together, just like I drew over there. Maybe just let's use full screen. Six requires a 2. Well, okay, I think that I can do all odd n. I will do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And I will just use things like that. I can use a 3, so it's fine. And here, for example, blue would be 5, 4, 1, 5, 4. And then something else could be 6, 7, 1, 6, 7. As long as I find the biggest power of 2 smaller than n, I create this, assuming that my pattern works. I just take I take a look at single one there. Could be this first one, doesn't matter. And I build those sequences of length 5 to use 2 neighboring values. Then the question is whether I can do something. Here, if we erase yellow part, then I solve the problem for n equal to 7. Like, okay, n equal to 7 isn't impressive because I already saw a solution being aligned, but n being equal to 5 or 7 for this 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, then bigger pattern, and from that we can build n equal to 9, 11, 13, 15, I believe. Hello, Joule Cube. Yeah, that was my construction. Okay, I can now submit this. Let's think for 1 more minute and then start implementing, because maybe even n is possible. I'm not thinking about the proof. Why? I mean, I thought for like 20 seconds, but I don't see why. It would be better to find a construction. If I don't see a construction, I will start implementing anyway. So what's the point of a proof right now? Six can be paired up with 4, like with 4 and 2. The question becomes, can I use... I can ask my program for this. If I take a single small value, like 1 or 2 or 3, and to that I say, okay, also cover 4, 5, and 6, then is it possible? Is it possible with numbers 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6, and 1 or 2? So this, comma 4, comma 5, 6, comma 1, for example. Can I create a good sequence with those numbers? If yes, the blue sequence would be exactly that. Let's ask my program. Find good permutation. Sort, return true, and return false. This should print the same thing as before. It seems so. Yeah, I didn't mess up anything. Did I? I didn't. And now four, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6, extra. And we do find good permutation. Okay. It did. No, this is not good. Oh, I see why. Because here I shouldn't check values from 1 to n. I should check values for every existing value. Nope. If this is impossible, then I'm going to guess it's impossible. So back to my drawings. I cannot create a blue sequence with this, for example, one in the middle. Oh, wait. I don't need to use 2 ones. I see. Just one, a single one in the middle is enough. Let me check again. This value greater or equal 4. This is an ugly hack. I need to remove it in a moment. Yeah, it's still good. There is no solution. And then let's implement. I'm assuming that even n is impossible. Can somebody in the chat tell me? Oh, 6 is possible. Damn it. Just not like this. Six is possible. Maybe I need something more complicated than my pattern 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Oh, 6 is impossible? Okay. I see. So you're just sabotaging me. Then what about a quick look at the tutorial? Just to make sure. Be careful, be careful. The answer is yes for every non-power of 2. Okay, this is enough for me for now. The smallest even number, so the smallest case I cannot construct, but it is not a power of 2, it is 6. Why do I press F instead of F11? One, two, three, 1, 2, 3. Can I do 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6? No, not good. Let's do some randomish construction. 1 will be between 5 and 4. Then 4 between 1 and 3. What is left? The left values are 2, 2, 3, 3, 5, and 6, 6. 6, 2, 2, 6, a 3 and a 5. This is together 3, 2x or 1, and a 5. Yeah, easy. Good. If there is any issue, tell me. Oh, I see that somebody told me 1, 2, 3. I will draw whatever Michael told me, but also tell me if I did something wrong with my drawing. 4 doesn't work. Oh, right, it doesn't. Maybe there is an easy fix. There is an easy fix, this one. Now good. And Michael's construction. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. No, 4, 5, 1. Let's say on this one. 4, 5. Then you can make 6, 5, 1, 2, 6. I can. Okay. Let me improve the font here. And 6 comes from 5, 1, 2. Yeah, 5, 1, 2. This one is closer to my initial idea, so most likely I want to do something with this one. Maybe let's change the color of one. Mine was yellow, but we will work with blue, with white. Nice one indeed. Thank you for showing me this one closer to what I created first. Without 6s, it's just my construction. In general, I built around 1. This is always the beginning. Let's say that I used here values up to 15, and then I have 16, 17 with different colors. Then another color is 18, 19. Let's say that even numbers here. 19, 19, 18, and so on. And now I need a 20. And 20 will always be, that depends on divisibility by 4 of this number. Would need a 4. But if, like here, I have already a 20 and I now need 22. No, I need 21 because n is odd. So a moment ago wait, what? Oh yeah, I could do odd n, so now I'm looking for even n. So for this case, I'm wondering where to put 20. And for that, I need a 4 or number like that, combined with something from here. And it will be easier if I put here 20 and 21. Same here, 21 and 20. Because now to add my 22, it will be just 20 and a 1. This together is 0. Oh, 21 cancels with 1. Yeah. 22 is here. So n comes from, I need to connect n minus 1 with n and a 2 with n. This is the easy case. This is for n equal to 22. This is when n modulo 4 is equal to 2. Let's write a single equal. Now I need to find, I will copy this. Okay, like that. I will now remove red, and in this drawing I need to find 20. Or I can modify the drawing, of course. (1615). But is 5 nearby? This pattern is supposed to cover everything. Oh no, I don't need the full pattern. I thought that this is long thing of length being power of 2. But it's enough to here just put 1 to 3, 1 to 3. I thought that this is very long. No, this can be just that. And then everything starting from 4, 5, say that 4, 5 was also here. It's so much easier then. Yeah, good idea, Stamp Dragon. 5, 4. Now red will be constructed from 5, because 5, or just 4 directly if I want. 4, 1, and 90. I don't know what. This. Yeah. So 1 already I see that it neighbors with 2, basically with every value up to me. I am n, and here I'm combining n minus 4 and 5 and a 1. Yeah, that's it. Just I will need to check if for small n everything works. But it's a good observation that I don't need to create some big pattern here for like 7 or 15. No, just use white 1 to 3, 1 to 3. Yeah, 1 to 3, 1 to 3 is base case. And then I start from this white thing, then I add 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and so on and so on. Me who has 0% idea about this problem, well, Tuesday streams are not from everybody. The one can be used to make even. I'm reading comment by Jerung. I don't fully understand the comment, but I understand my drawings. You might want to go back to putting the star around the central one so 3 is available. Yeah, I could say that here. Can I do this? This will be a complicated operation. Oh no, I cannot. I thought that I can mark everything white. I wanted to, shift stuff like this. So that's my solution. Okay. Right now, 1 is connected to literally every value up to n minus 1. Then when I need to create n being even number, I can combine with everything. Maybe I could also make this change easier. Yeah, let's implement. Also, yesterday I had a test for COVID and it's negative, so hooray. When I cough, it's not COVID. This is c.cpp. I will save all of that. No, I'll just comment it out. Bless you. Thank you. Hello, Spac. And being 1 or 2 is impossible. What do we print? No. Print yes. Print edges. I'll create a function for printing. No, I will create a function to print a sequence. I'm using a name f just to make it easy to use. I will start with f of 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I messed up. Yeah, this is +1. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 seems good. Don't you think that ping comment's kind of weird? My motivation was that because I sometimes comment stuff here, I put some information for you, I wanted to make it visible. It is gray by default because comment is less important than code for a programmer. This is why it was gray. But in educational video streams, comments are very important. So that's the reason for that. I can revert, or I can just slightly change this. Nice function name, thank you. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, now for every x from 5 up, jump by 2, I will use x and x minus 1, like this. And if n is even, then I need to construct it using just 1 and some smaller values. But it's still around 1. Either it's 2, 1, whatever I need to use, x or those. Oh, and this time I'm not creating a new sequence, I'm just appending. Yeah, I'm just adding 2 vertices n, so it will be different. This is whatever is necessary to together create n. So then this is just n XOR 2 XOR 1. This. Oh, and that's if n is divisible. If n not divisible by 4. Because thanks to that, n XOR 3 is smaller, so already existing. Else we use 4, 1, and n XOR 5. This is not necessarily smaller than me. I can use 5 here. And then this is 1. Maybe I didn't finish solving the problem. Maybe I need to find like the biggest power of 2 by which n is divisible. What if n is 16? Or 8. Back to my drawing. Oh, there must be a reason why n being power of 2 is impossible. Yeah, I will need to find here the biggest power of 2, just least significant bit in n. This denotes power of 2, not value 2. Now, for example, for 20, I found a value 4. Or for 14, I would find a 2. And then I want to say 1, 16. Like that. 16, 1, and 4. Oh, I need to remember that one occurrence of every value should be increased by n, because this is what they wanted in the output. Biggest power of 2 under n works, or smallest? Okay, you're right. But mine will work too, I think. 16, 1 and 4, no, 16, 1 and 5. This is my power of 2 XOR 1, this is an XOR power of 2. That would give me here a 12 and 3. 12, 3 and 1. This is 2, with this it's 14. Good. Built-in. This checks if it's a power of 2. That's a lot of edges. From 3, 5, 9, 11, yep. Now we need to increase some values by n. Back to a drawing. One, two, three, 1, 2, 3. Let's mark something, those that I want to increase. How do I do that? Just with a dot. I don't care about this. For a moment. Increase those 3. This one is still a 1. Oh, but now 1, if I want a neighboring 3, then I need to know that it's increased. Let's say that every odd neighbor of 1 is increased. Then it's a bit convenient. You are increased. Who else? Let's say that only those. So for even guys, those are increased. One occurrence of every value is increased. Now, when I'm using 3 consecutive values, one being the middle of them, to create n, then just I need to remember that odd neighbor of 1 is increased by n. Okay. Oh, if I click this, that will be a disadvantage of using virtual machine. When I click that, one node will disappear. How to fix that? I'm now thinking about my stream setup. Is there a way to put this like always on the top? Wait a second. Windows, window always on top. Use a keyboard shortcut with an always auto hotkey script. Okay, I would need a program. I'm not going to install anything like that now. so it disappeared. Odd neighbors of 1 are increased. Also this is plus n plus n plus n. This is our very special one. X is odd, and everything on the drawing below 1 was increased. It had red dots. And the special thing, this should be, one of the two ends should be increased, doesn't matter which one. If you are odd, increase. If not, then not. 2 must be even, right? Then this is for sure even. Then this is odd. Submitting sounds like more fun than drawing all of that. Just use a global map, but what global map? From what to what? It will not be a global map from 1 through n to whatever. I need to decide which one is which. I don't see how any map here would help. Maybe it would, but not for me. Okay, done. Problem C, and this is at hour and 30 minutes. Quick look at the tutorial. They did the same. When n is even, we need to add 2 vertices. Yeah, the same construction. Next problem will be D. And D will be the last one, I think. It's next week. Yeah, next week I will try E and F. Maybe. I don't care that much about spoiling difficulty here. I just know last problems are usually hard. I just want to know how hard they are. Here it's E and F are similar. D is just harder than C. That's fine. So now D should take half an hour or a bit more. I hope. I hope it isn't above 1 hour. E and F next week on Tuesday. I like the statement. It's very short and not complicated, not convoluted. Oh, actually, if I copy paste this once, never mind. Our goal will be 2 to nth power. And I will start from drawings. Just creating a file. give me a sample test. For 3142. Maybe this one is better. Maybe not. 3142. If I decide to remove one, then it's added to neighbors. Then I guess I need to decide this one, or is it a circle? It will be 9 and 7 and what, 16? I'm not sure. If I now instead at the very beginning choose 4, then it's 3, 5, 6, 8, 11. I don't remember statement. Does this matter? Minimize the sum of two last integers. So here the possible sum is 19 or 16, and the answer is 16. Those are two possible answers. Every value is propagated to some values if here there is some x. The first moment when we erase it, x gets added in those two places. Now the first moment when one of those is erased, then this becomes 2x, this becomes x and 2x's. Now let's say that this gets erased again. We will add plus x here. On the left it's 3x now. Let's say this is erased. Is then 3x and 4x. We start with 1, 1, and always we choose one of them and we add it to the other. This is the sequence of moves I had. And at the end, just the sum of two last integers is my final multiplier. If this was the last pair of multipliers, I would have 7 multiplied by x. This is how x contributed to the final value. I guess no time for E and F. Yeah, a single stream is too little for me to solve the full thing, especially if I think out loud, if I make drawings for you. If I was silent and just focus on solving problems, it would be faster, a little bit. Still, even during a contest, it's hard to solve even ABCD in Atcoder. Maybe this round was easier. I might want to analyze the process from the end. That's for sure, because at the end we have some easy situation. Basically, when some number gets erased, then we are left with two intervals. They are not independent though. What am I doing for a living? Read frequently asked questions. How much difficulty rating do you think C was? I don't know, you can compare yourself. Check in standings how quickly people solved it, compare with Codeforces contests. With this restream bot now, people will not see answers. What happened there? People will not see answers to TwitchBot, I believe. So yeah, you would need to now copy this link, type it again in the chat, and I think now YouTube will see it. Yeah, but FAQ link is in the description anyway. Neighbors to neighbors. After an interval is erased, this is erased, then those values with some multipliers, they are added here and over there. I believe that it matters like which one is where. It's not that only the sum of those two values is important. Maybe I can express what pairs are possible. For every interval, I will say that, oh, it is possible to here add 50 and here add 70. Or it's possible to add here 52 and then add here 65. This will be some kind of function. Maybe it doesn't have a lot of entries. The number of entries, the number of possibilities is for sure limited by n factorial, because that's like the number of possible orders of removing. But if two things are not neighboring, then it doesn't matter which one I remove first. Maybe I think there are only 2 to n possible scenarios, because for every number oh, what about that? It only is important for every pair of neighboring values, which one is removed first. So this one is added there, because this one is removed first. So like a sequence of those operations, of those like signs. Is that enough? Smaller means removed earlier, and we compare to neighbors. Use English only, please. Random thought, do you approach Atcoder Grand Contest differently than Kickstart? Every Kickstart problem is easier than even the easiest Atcoder Grand Contest problem, usually, at least. So, yeah. Also, right now I'm not in a hurry, but I also know that 1 minute will not matter too much. It's about coming up with difficult algorithm. Most recent Kickstart contest was just speed solving, where in the hardest problem I fought for 1 minute, that's it. Okay. So let's say smaller means that this one gets removed first. So it's added like that. Oh, but then I don't know comparison between those two. Still, the number of states is not n factorial. Maybe I can limit it by this. Because first of all, I say what is the comparison of every two neighbors, and once you get removed, then I need to compare those two guys. And for that, I need to put a new character. Oh, because it's a tree, basically. Yeah, we have leaves. What's the interpretation? Let's say that and those are positions 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's say that if an element is removed, it is merged into its left neighbor. So this connection will also mean that it's copied there, but I can represent it like that. So every time somebody gets removed, this happens. Now maybe this gets removed there. Okay. How many such trees there are? Isn't it Catalan number? Catan number, not Catalan number. That's a board game. No, it is Catalan numbers. I am stupid. Okay. Three, 10, 13, 16, 17, 18. 100 million. This is for n equal to 3, right? Yes, it is. I would need to be fast. Can I be? If I consider every scenario in constant time, then I'm fine. Let's take a look at time limit. Yeah, but if I have this number of possible trees multiplied by... by the way, am I right? Can somebody tell me? My logic was that the root is split into two subtrees. So this is equal for like two subtrees. This is equal C of 1 times C of n minus 1 plus this plus and so on. But we cannot remove the first element, so it's actually 17th Catalan number, so it will be this, 30 million. That's better. Cool, yeah, that's better. Actually, I think I'm wrong. Is this enough to say what really happened? Don't I need to say which one of those two events were first? I said that this means that this node, it denotes removing this vertex. So adding it to both neighbors. To this, basically I can say that then it's summed there. Also to this guy. Everything is summed up, and additionally you are added to the right. Then I would say that it's always better to do that, because you will be added to the right. The fact that you go above, it just means that this one is eaten. This seems strange. I don't want to implement something that will turn out completely wrong, because it will miss something. Right now I would say that I create such a binary tree with leaves representing indices from 1 to n minus 1. Or I said that the right guy is eaten. Then and I need to eat everybody from 2 to n minus 1. And so on, this will be n minus 1. 1 is not eaten, n is not eaten, but n sits right here. Each of those values, it also adds there when being eaten. Something stupid is going on there. When 6 gets erased. Okay, so 5 goes up there, but also it goes up here. It seems so stupid to just say that it's better to erase you first, because then this element gets the value. But I would say that here 5 travels up there, but also is added here and travels up there, also from there. So what, this one is added right here. Combining those two vertices into the parent one, it represents really removing guy at this index. And I'm trying here to say that before this happens, it's always better to prioritize the left part. Why would that be the case? Actually, it doesn't matter. Before I erase this guy, those two parts are independent. So I could iterate over a guy to erase last. And let's say it's this one. Then I'm saying, well, all of you and all of you, you need to merge into a single thing. Now, I don't think it's simple DP, but could they tell me what is the biggest value they will merge into? They could tell me what they will add to both sides. But for this guy, it's more important to add to the left, because it will be later added like that. So no, I need to consider all possible cases of what will happen in this interval and in this interval. Your internal nodes are the merges. Yes, it's correct. For me, this node this one represents merging of 3 and this one, because they weren't erased yet. You have n nodes total, not n leaves. I wanted to have n-1 leaves. For example, if let's say there are guys 1, 2, 3, 4, and let's say I start with this, it's added to neighbors, but I will just keep indices from the start, and then take this. This will be represented for me by I always say that the right one is removed, like this. 4 never gets removed, so it's like that. A merge means that the right guy is removed, and then this is why there were red arrows to the right. It's this. Bigger example, maybe more complicated. Let's say that we do a 4, then 3 or 2, maybe a 2, then 5, then 3. Uh, 4, then remove a 2, then remove a 5. 5 is always right. The removed is always right. Then we remove 3. 3 is now represented by this vertex, and that's my final tree. Because then we removed 3. The number of nodes here, every node corresponds to some removal. Now, this is when 3 gets removed. Like that. Now, before that happens, it doesn't matter what I do with 4, 5 versus what I do with 2. They do not affect each other. It just is important what is the relative order between them. But the fact that I take this subtree for this interval, it means that I'm going to remove here those things. And they will increase 3 and 6 by some values, and it's not that I maximize them, because I cannot maximize both values at the same time. And I don't care just about their sum, because this one will be then doubled later. No, I just consider all possible scenarios. Maybe an interval should return possible pairs, and I will just combine that. Space complexity will be big, but there will be no recursion overhead. Yeah, okay. I think that's a good idea. Well, a tree tells me why it's Catalan number. I will try this way. Iterate over the last number to remove. Let's say it's this one. Then ask with recursion. Like this is DP on intervals. Ask this interval and this interval, hey, what are your possible pairs? And the fact that this one returns pairs like 20,5 and something else, like some pairs. 25 means I can remove values here in such an order that this number on the left will be increased by 20 and this one can be increased by 5. Then from this also I get something. Maybe I will get 7,8. I know that combination of those two increased my x in the middle by 12, 5 plus 7, this one by 20 and this one by 8. And now x, initial value of x plus 12, gets added to both of those. So this one will be increased by 20 plus 12 plus x, and this one by 8 plus 12 plus x. And I will return 20 plus x plus 12, 12 being 5 plus 7, comma, x plus 5 plus 7 plus 8. This is how I combine two pairs and value x, the last one to remove, into one pair, saying by what values I will increase the first and last. Yep, done. So each node is eating the in-order successor of the node. To be honest, I'm not familiar with words like in-order and successor. If I focus, I know what they mean. But yeah, this node means that this node represents the following. There are two child subtrees. Right now, before this node, the leftmost leaf in each of them exists, and left guy eats the right guy. Again, more generally. This node represents the fact that x eats y. X being the leftmost leaf on the left, y being the leftmost leaf on the right. Or actually, y gets removed. Y removed. And when it's removed, x is your left neighbor, and your right neighbor is some unknown guy here. But I just want to know that, well, that your right unknown neighbor gets increased by some amount. It's RLL leaf, basically. I don't understand that either. But I will get to coding. I need to increase the sleep time in Linux. It's a virtual machine, and while I'm in one node, Linux doesn't have any activity. Yeah. I will not even use recursion. I think that memory will be fine. It's easy to measure. Let's call it DP, but those are possible pairs by what value I want to increase your left neighbor and right neighbor. Actually, longs. Zero? Yeah, let's say. The P of II is, after I remove just this single element, the left and right neighbor are increased by just this value. Oops, I need to cast. Or maybe I could use make pair as well. No? What's wrong? Oh, a pushback. Is this order good? No, it isn't. I want to go from short intervals. Now it's good. I go from short to long intervals. What will I want to print at the end? I want to erase everything from 1 to n minus 2. Minus 2. P first plus P second. This is by what values I increase first and last, plus their initial values. I just took a look whether there can be negative values in the input, because if yes, the answer should be smaller than 0 first. Okay, then for sure I'm just interested up to this, up to that. Yep. Now iterate over what is the last guy to be removed. And here I put L+1 because I already did interval of size 1, like right here. But last could be even first and last in that interval. I might need to use like empty interval. I might need to say dp of, for example, 5, 4, so empty interval is just 0, 0, just to combine it with something. Yep, I think that's needed. Now I combine those with dp of last plus 1 r. What percentage of viewers understands what I do? I think it's like 80% on Thursdays and Saturdays, and for Tuesday, where I solve very hard problems, I have no idea. Shouldn't I minimize the answer? Yeah, right, sorry. Now good. I combine this with that. So I use constant reference to make it a little bit faster. And I wrote some formula on drawing, but I think I remember. But let's take a look. So this is the last element plus, and to the left I also consider this. Always I consider this and that. Okay, good enough. A first plus A second plus B first plus, oh, A is a bad name. Say that it's input sequence in of last, comma, second plus B first plus in B second plus in of last. And I need to add that to U. Please work. Does work. 51. 51. Also not full screen. And 115. Right. I hope that my stream will not freeze. Maybe let's check. Oh, that's bad. I don't want that. Actually, I don't. Stack limit is a limit here. I'm not sure if that mattered, but I don't want unlimited stack. Let's use 15. I don't care about values. I can even put too many of them, doesn't hurt. First thing is, what's the time, the running time of that? Okay, very fast. It was slow before because I compiled with debugs. Second is, I think it's like that. There is a tool in Linux to measure memory usage, and I have 35 megabytes. That's very low. I mean, that's low enough. 17 is, I think that's half a gigabyte. And finally, now it becomes slow. Ladies and gentlemen, we have 1.5 gigabytes. But it's fast enough. Actually, I would say that this is slower. Okay, no, it's the same. It's fast enough, at least on my machine, but the space usage is bad. I can, I think, do this dp of LR. Vector is twice the size of however many elements I add. But if I do here reserve, I believe, I could even resize there and maybe make this emplace box faster. Let's start with that. I know that every pair I will combine. It became a little bit faster and memory dropped down as I expected. It's up to twice too big. I improved it a little bit. So like sometimes instead of 100 megabytes, somewhere only 100, like 70 is taken. Sometimes almost nothing, sometimes a lot. Could also drop dominated pairs, I guess. Yes, I could sort all of that. If you visualize this, or okay, even without visualizing, a pair 30-20 is better than a pair 28-18. So I could sort this, especially for short intervals. But I'm not sure if maybe it's possible to create such tests where nothing will be dominating each other. I don't know. I can use something else though. I can drop completely intervals that I'm not using anymore. Maybe that's possible. I need to think about order of intervals. Also for time, let's do resize. So I will not even place back or push back at all. Next is 0, and will it matter if I do this? Wrong answer. I messed up. What did I do? Even if I have some unnecessary zeros here, like how does it matter? If I put here 100, does it matter? Or maybe I have unnecessary zeros. Do you overwrite existing elements? No, I think, yes, I do. Oh, so even a moment ago, this was a bit stupid. I should first iterate over that, compute the total size. Thank you 20 pixels for help. So first, this should be better. One gigabyte. And now for time, it will be slightly better if I do resize. Now instead of m place back, I will do of next plus plus. Same for memory. Time didn't improve. So maybe thanks to reserve. Let's leave reserve because it's easier. Apparently reserve and then m-place backing is kind of equivalent to resizing and maintaining some iterator. Okay, now just let's cut it a little bit, unless this is good enough. It's bad by 1%, assuming that they use megabytes, not megabits, whatever, like 10 to 6. You avoid 1 if using resize instead of reserve. What are you talking? If you avoid 1? Oh, 1 if. I mean, I avoid the iterator. I don't know what if you're talking about. In my problem, resize here, then creating some value counter, and doing here an x plus plus sounded equivalent to me. You can tell me what's the difference. If somebody has just joined, by the way, we're solving this problem. You can, in Twitch, always type !link to get a link, or you can Google the name. But I have a limit of 1 gigabyte and I'm using 1 gigabyte plus 1%. It should be easy to optimize. Let's think what intervals I can drop. Only those of big length. Oh, let's just not create the final one. Yeah, that will be like twice better. Here. And sometimes I don't reserve. Or maybe let's create a Boolean flag for that. Bool is final. L is 1 and R is n minus 2. Is this good? I think it's good. Now, if not final, then do the reserve, and here say x is this, this is y. Those are values by which I increase left neighbor and right neighbor. If is final, then just update the answer. Else. And again, I wrote max instead of min. Half a gigabyte. But I hope you see how convenient it is to use a system you know. In Linux, I have a command for measuring this full command for measuring memory usage. And instead of submitting multiple times and just getting memory limit exceeded, I can do this. That being said, maybe they are actually nice, and maybe my previous solution already was good enough. I will try to submit that as well. flipping the order of loops can help. Right now I didn't clear anything, so I don't think so. Or are you saying that it's just how memory is packed? Because with that I don't agree. Or do I? Not sure. Maybe. After resizing, you assign it position. If you use reserve and then place back, there is extra one if. Check that vector has enough capacity. I see. But okay, so it might be just a little bit faster. Oh, what's the time? 200 milliseconds. It helped a lot not to create that final vector of pairs, because assigning big memory takes a lot of time. 100 tests? Okay. Each of them will be judged in like 1 second, so that will take time. Also, I can Control Z a few times. Oh, I know what I want to do. I want to say print L, print R, or just R minus L, the size of this. For max, yeah, this is the Catalan number, right? 35 million, I think I got that. 35 million, 357, 670, yeah, exactly right. It was easiest for me to understand by saying that it's a binary tree. Very small running time. I wanted to say that those are overflows, maybe. Like maybe I didn't count correctly and long is not enough. Binary tree with n internal nodes where node is the value being eaten. I guess that's equivalent. I can believe that. What happened here? Everything here is max test. I see, because the running time is almost the same. Okay, this is n smaller by 1 or by 2. And then, why this order? Why didn't they put first small tests? You can always download the test case if you don't think it will spoil the problem. I'm aware of that. But and maybe I will do it. Should I test for small n? Also, is YouTube alive? Yes, it is alive. Why did I click that? Statement. N from 2. Let's test. Okay, my program doesn't work for n equal to 2 and for n equal to 3. Makes sense, because here I only iterate over intervals of length at least 2, and they represent everything except for the first and last element. So with my fix, I messed up some stuff. In particular, do I pass? The first sample input is the smallest test I'm passing, n equal to 4. I see. Yeah, if n equal to 2. Okay, if n is equal to 3, let's do those things. Just let's print whatever. This is a long. Twice this plus the last element. Too many arguments. Yeah, good. Is that sublime? No, it is Genie. My face covers it a little bit, but it is Genie. One plus 5 equals 92233 blah 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 07. You learned it here first. Yes, that's true. Like maybe slightly related stuff we can learn now is how much is 1 minus 2. This will be the value that I got earlier multiplied by 2, right? So 1 minus 2 is this. Oh, I wanted long. This should be twice the 9 blah 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 thing. You know, show this to your math teacher if he says you're wrong. Memory this. Do I have the same memory? How accurate are we? 502, 502, and there is some variation there. 5026, yeah, it's around that. 502, up to a megabyte. And now what will happen if I submit that old version of my solution? Let's Control Z a little bit before I use isFinal. This takes 1 gigabyte. And will it work? So yeah, memory limit exceeded. But that version would already pass for ints, and I would avoid wrong answer for n equal to 2 and 4. I'm curious what the editorial says. Also, I spent almost an hour on this problem instead of half an hour like I hoped. Before I open editorial, I can already mark this as solved, but I'm still doing it. And that's the end of the stream. I will not do EF. I like the problem. C was whatever, B was also whatever. A, B were easy. C was whatever, and D is very, very nice. Let us observe the operations in the reverse order. Vomit a card. With initial, oh, because the statement described the process of eating eating a card. So here we inverse it. They have the pairs of multipliers XL, XR. I don't like their editorial and I don't like their solution. Mine is better. They just say 2 to n power times poly of n. Like, Okay, but mine is actually the same. What is estimation for Catalan number? Maybe they describe the same value. Well, actually, I can say exactly what's my number of operations. But this... It's twice n, choose n, around that. So it's around 2 to twice n? No. Is it? This is 2 to 40th power. Okay, 35th power divided by something. So that's divided by n plus 1. Choose of 2n comma n. This is around 2 to nth power divided to twice n power divided by square root of twice n. Let's say square root of n. Also, we divide by n plus 1 because that's the formula. So this is around for 17th. This is this divided by n plus 1 being 18. Let's say it's 16 divided by square root of twice n. Oh, that's the square root of 30. Let's say divided by 5. So divided by 4. So that's 32 and around that 200 million. I can agree with that. Okay. So I got something like 2 to twice n. I have much worse complexity than editorial. This very wiki page says that Catalan numbers are 4 to nth power divided by polynomial. Yeah, this is exactly what I wrote. This is 4 to nth to n divided by poly. You're getting nowadays you almost never look at editorial. This just depends on the problem. Like A, B, C, D are easy. Is it a nice contest? I would need to look at EF. D is the first very nice problem in this problem set, but it's very, very nice. So what happens when both cards appear? It's more like until both appear. So what if I eat the first of the two, if looking forward? There are cards in between. I will read again, but I believe that their solution is completely different. They oh, maybe what happens is I should remove repetitions from my vector of pairs. What about that? Are they maybe claiming that the number of repetitions will be small? Let's say that every value is random to avoid some equalities by coincidence. And after I do something, I'm not sure if those are exactly the same multipliers, but I want to try. This will remove repetitions. Everything became slower, and also I messed up the answer. Oh no, no, because this. Okay, without that, no, in 3, because I want big N. Now with this, the answer is this. This is garbage. Okay, the answer is the same. Everything is much slower, and I want to print this, but let's say only if this is big. I don't think we hit any 2 equal pairs at all. This is just Catalan number. Filter out some clearly bad states. I can do now, after I sort, I can remove those dominating each other. If I sort this, okay, I sorted by the first value. In this. No, I need to do it in reverse. Or I could treat things as a stack, but I prefer to do it like that. Go from the end. So this is from biggest first values. Then in the suffix I will also keep the maximum. Yep. And if you're smaller or smaller equal, if you're smaller equal than maximum so far, then continue. Oh, so otherwise we just overwrite. That good? Not good. Sort decreasingly, so from biggest values. Oh, this is initially infinity. You're maxing, not mining. Yes, yes, of course. I keep thinking that in this problem we need to maximize the stuff at the end. So this is -1. If you're too big, you're bad. Yes. Okay, I need to think. The first thing is, let's say 3, 5, and then in a moment if we get 4,7, this is very bad. So if you are greater equal, then this is long max, and what this actually is the minimum so far. Okay. I hope that by guessing I will get it, but apparently not. TMP is empty. Oh yes, it is. TMP pushback P. That's not even necessary. I already got accepted, but I want to know what will be the number of states. Also, I will submit because this just says what happens for my random input. I need to... Let's remember about it later. Oh, that's not necessarily wrong. This is reading the input. It's good. Well, it's very fast. Like that amount of fast. I should have tried that. Oh yeah, I know why I didn't. I think even Snapdragon suggested in the chat to try removing those unnecessary states, those being dominated, but it was hard for me to understand the worst case, and I preferred to instead do something that I understand that will for sure give me accepted. So I just squeezed the memory usage a little bit, and that was good enough. Okay, 4 megabits. Maybe for bigger values, it's then easier to create some shape in the input, like a parabola of some or something, where then indeed nothing will dominate each other. And the authors should think about that. I'm not going to. But I would try to answer this if I was the author. Is there discuss? It's so convenient button here that it moves you to code versus discussion. Four milliseconds. Okay, n factorial. I proved that it's 2 to twice n. Actually, I proved that it's limited by Catalan number. And if we don't remove those repetitions, we get exactly Catalan number, and I squeeze that to get accepted. And here, it's exactly this solution. Actually, Xelos now told me in chat to try it. Oh, I don't want spoilers. No, 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 no. No. Why did I discuss anything here? No, it's about whether testers are too strong. No. No. Binary trees with n-1 leaves, so it is indeed some Catalan number. Okay. It was explained here. Somebody noticed it. Good. I just considered writing in code versus about it. because my solution is just so much worse than the intended one, but still passes after squeezing. Cool. Thank you everybody for watching. If there's somebody doing doing this kind of programming, I will rate them. See you in 2 days, Thursday, coding interview stream. Zapak or Sonar Gonu. Also looking for somebody else. Next Tuesday I will do E and F from this contest. Whom do we Twitch? Whom do we rate? Zapak or Sonar Gonu? I'm starting to believe that there might be something wrong with YouTube chat, because well, it's possible for some time that there are no comments, like now for past 1 hour there was no comment. Maybe not, it's 15 minutes. Okay, never mind. It works. The paint I can close. Okay, right, starting in 5 seconds. Again, thank you guys for watching. See you on Thursday or in Discord server. Bye bye.